"Hey there," said a soft, gentle voice from the television. There was Sam smiling at me. I smiled back at him. I couldn't help it. He had such a lovely, funny grin. "How are you doing?" Sam asked. "I'm fine," I whispered. He nodded and then looked down at Lily. Her lop ears brushed the collar of Sam's checked shirt, while her back paws dangled past the belt of his jeans. Sam held her firmly so she felt safe. "I wonder what you've been doing today," said Sam, looking at me. "School," I muttered. "Which one?" Sam asked. "Lady Mary Mountbank," I said, sighing. "Is it that bad?" said Sam sympathetically. I considered. It wasn't all bad. Rona Marshall had asked me to her birthday party. I liked Rona a lot, even though she was best friends with Sky. "Lily likes her school," Sam said. "I've made her a new rabbit run in the garden. Shall we go and watch her?" I nodded. Sam carried Lily outside into the garden and gently lowered her into her new run. He'd put carrots and cabbages and lettuces at the very end of the run. Lily gambolled off like a greyhound. "Would you run like that if your mum put your tea at the end of the garden?" Sam joked. Mum and I often did have tea in the garden, special picnics. Sometimes she chose a letter of the alphabet and we'd have sausages and sandwiches and strawberries. I loved my mum. "Remember when you were really, really little, Lily?" said Sam. "Do you remember when you were a weeny newborn baby person?" I nodded. I nibbled my lip miserably. I was christened Beauty, but I am so not beautiful. I am small and squat with a big tummy. I have to wear glasses. My hair's mouse, long and lank. You can see why Emily and Arabella and Sky tease me so much. I'm a laughingstock because of my name. Sky's got lovely, long, wavy, fair hair and big blue eyes, and she's got Rona as a best friend. "Lily's waving goodbye too," said Sam. "Bye, Sam. Bye, Lily," I said. Rabbit Hutch faded. "Sam and Lily in the Rabbit Hutch," Mum sang, coming in from the kitchen. "Do you want a little tea-time snack, sweetheart? I've bought a couple of those little pink iced buns." "But Dad said I wasn't to eat them any more," I said. "Dad won't know if you gobble it up now. I'll keep you company." We both sat cross-legged on the furry white hearth rug, eating our buns. "Mum, why do you think Dad gets so—" I couldn't think of the right word. "Cross?" Mum suggested. Dad didn't just get cross. It was way, way, way more scary. "I don't know why he's like that," she said. "I know I can be a bit silly sometimes. Silly-dilly, okay? But you're not silly, Beauty. You're the smartest little kid ever." Mum looked so miserable I felt awful. I put my arms round her. "Dad's not cross all the time," I said. "Sometimes he can be the loveliest dad in the whole world." Sometimes. Very, very rarely. We always knew if Dad was going to be in a good mood because we could hear him whistling as he parked the car in the drive. He was whistling now, his silly Happy Homes song. Dad had started off on a building site, worked his way up, becoming a property developer, building lots and lots of happy homes. We used to live in a deluxe happy home, but now we'd moved to an even bigger, fancier home. Dad said I was the luckiest girl in the world. "You still haven't had any of your friends to stay, Beauty," said Dad, jogging me on his knee as if I was a little baby. He frowned at my teeth. "They're sticking out more, Beauty. Anyway, who's your best friend at school?" "I like Rona, but she's Sky's friend, not really mine." "Invite them both over. What about this Saturday?" I breathed out, thankfully. "I can't. That's when Rona's having her birthday party." "Lovely. Well, we'd better get cracking organising a party for your birthday. What does my best girl want for her birthday present, eh?" said Dad. I wriggled, wondering whether I dared ask. "Please, could I have a rabbit?" I whispered. My voice trailed away when I saw the expression on Dad's face. "Are you thick, Beauty? You come on like Miss Smarty Pants, but I say you're thick," said Dad, jabbing me in the back at every word. The last jab shoved me right off his lap onto the carpet. I tried to scuttle out of Dad's way, but he caught hold of me by the wrist. "Please let her go, Jerry," said Mum. "She's only gone and ignored one of the very basic rules of this household, this particularly luxurious house. What has my view on pets always been?" Dad stuck his face right up close to me. He looked like a storybook ogre about to eat me. "I mustn't cry," I said inside my head. "Go to your room this minute, Beauty," said Mum. I knew Mum wasn't cross with me too. She was just trying to save me. I was off like a shot. Dad had usually left for work by the time I got up in the morning. However, when I went downstairs for breakfast, he was sitting at the kitchen table. "I'm taking you to school today, Beauty," said Dad. "I've got to pop into the Guildhall about this planning malarkey, so I'll drop you off on the way." The Mercedes was always a noticeable car. Now it seemed as big as a double-decker bus. I hurtled out. "Hey, don't I get a kiss from my Beauty?" Dad called loudly from his open window. Arabella and Emily were standing watching. I kissed Dad's cheek. "Bye-bye, Beauty," he called. "Hello, hello, ugly," said Arabella. My two worst enemies. No, Sky was the worst enemy of all. There she was, singing and dancing in the playground. "Hey, Sky, did you see old Ugly coming into school in her dad's silver rubbish car?" said Emily, giving me a little shove. "Oh my, the Flashmobile," said Sky. "Ooh, let's all act like we're impressed." "Take no notice, they're just being silly," Rona said. "You are coming to my birthday party, aren't you, Beauty?" I nodded shyly. "Oh, you haven't really asked Ugly, have you?" said Sky. "We don't want creepy old Ugly." "Yes, I do," said Rona. She reached out and squeezed my hand. "I'm so glad you're coming, Beauty." She sounded as if she really meant it. Then the bell rang and Rona pulled a face. "Oh, blow. Lesson time," she said. I hurtled out of school when the bell went. Mum was waiting for me. "Come on, Mum, let's get home quick. I don't want to miss my programme." Okay. Sam is calling to you, is he?" "You bet he is." We made it home in heaps of time. Mum gave me a glass of milk and a banana sandwich. "Sam and Lily in the rabbit hutch," I sang through a mouthful of milky banana. "Hello there," said Sam, smiling straight at me. Lily lolled sleepily against Sam's chest. "Guess how old Lily is," said Sam. "Go on, have a little think." "How old are you?" "I'm a bit embarrassed to tell you, Sam. I think I'm heaps older than most of your viewers," I said. "Well, Lily's very nearly 1 year old. I thought I'd throw a little birthday party for our Lily." Sam gave me a special secret smile, and then his voice raised, talking to everyone else. "How about painting me a picture of an ideal present for our birthday bunny?" I waved goodbye, and then I went upstairs and drew a very special picture of Lily with an "I am one today" badge tied around one floppy ear. I heard Dad's car draw up the driveway. I listened hard as he came in the front door. He wasn't singing his silly Happy Home song. It looked like he was in a bad mood. After a long time, Mum called up to me that supper was ready. Dad was slumped in his chair. There were lines stretched tight across his forehead. My tummy tensed, but he gave me a surprisingly warm smile. "Hello there, little Beauty. What have you been up to, eh?" I took a deep breath and launched into an utterly fictitious account of my day with my best friend Rona. Will Rona be having dancing at her party tomorrow? Mum said. Maybe. It says wear casual clothes on the invitation. Oh, and we're supposed to take our swimming costumes too. I wish they'd say exactly what they meant by casual, said Mum. Does that mean you wear your jeans? Beauty's not wearing jeans to a party, said Dad. How about your pretty blue blouse and your little white pleated skirt? Mum could maybe tie blue ribbons in your hair. I know! Take her to the hairdresser's Saturday morning. Get them to primp and twiddle with her hair. Do it up fancy-like. Mum saw my desperate expression. I don't think we'll be able to get her an appointment at such short notice. Oh, Dilly, why are you always so hopeless? Insist on an appointment. My hairdresser was called Becky. She was really sweet to me. There, don't you look lovely? She said. I didn't look lovely at all. My hair twizzled this way and that in odd thin ringlets. My ears stuck out comically in between the curls. I wanted to hide my head in her wastepaper basket and weep. But I politely pretended to be delighted with my new-look corkscrew head. We went round the shopping centre looking for a good birthday present for Rona. We bought her 3 slim silver bangles and a pink T-shirt with Princess written in silver lettering on the front. She'll like your present best, Beauty, said Mum. Just you wait and see. When I knocked at the front door, Rona opened it immediately. She smiled as if she'd been waiting specially for me. She was wearing a red stripy top and a short black skirt. Happy birthday, Rona. You look lovely, I said. Wow, Beauty, you look so different, she said. She swallowed. You look lovely too. Here's your present, I said, offering it shyly. Rona, come on, Sky called from the party room. Just a minute, said Rona. She slid her finger under the wrapping paper and eased it off. She slipped the 3 silver bangles over her wrist and held her pink Princess T-shirt against her. Thank you so much, Beauty. They're wonderful presents. Sky gave an exaggerated double take when she saw me. She was wearing an even shorter skirt than Rona and a little black vest top that showed her totally flat tummy. Oh my God, who's this? Hey, it's the corkscrew kid, old ugly curly knob. Emily and Arabella hooted with laughter. Sky wasn't laughing. I hope you realise what a fool you're making of yourself, ugly, she hissed. Don't think Rona wants to be your friend. She's just being kind because she feels sorry for you. I tried not to take any notice of her, but I worried that she might be right. Your mums and dads will be here to collect you any minute now, said Mrs. Marshall. I prayed hard. Please let Mum fetch me. Don't let it be Dad. Wonderfully, it was Mum. Bye, Beauty, said Rona. Bye, Ugly Wuggly, Sky called. What did that girl call you? Mum asked as we got into the car. Oh, just silly stuff, I said quickly. Did she call you ugly? Said Mum. How dare she? It's just her stupid nickname for me. Do they all call you that? Rona doesn't. So all the others do. Mum sounded as if she was going to burst into tears. It's no big deal, Mum, honestly. I think you'll have to invent a nice nickname for yourself, said Mum. Let me think. She drove slowly. They used to call me Dilly Daydream at school, and your dad used to be called Cookie because of his surname. Your surname? Can't your new nickname be Cookie? I thought about it. I quite liked the name Cookie. I can't just get them to start calling me Cookie, I said. They decide what they're going to call me. Said Mum again. Well, we'll find a way of encouraging them along the cookie route. Dad usually came home jolly after a day's golf, but we knew as soon as we heard the door slam and the thump-thump as he threw his shoes in the rack that he was furious. I crept into the hall, biting my nails. You can get me a hot meal. I'm starving. Shove any old muck in the microwave. I didn't pick you for your culinary skills. I picked you for your looks. I hated the way Dad talked to Mum as if she was some silly doll. Beauty! Oi! Beauty, let's have a proper squint at you. Good God, you're a right sight, said Dad. You look uglier than ever. I felt the tears pricking my eyes. I pressed my lips together, trying hard not to cry. Jerry, shut up, said Mum. Don't you dare tell me to shut up in my own house. He took hold of me and tugged my hair in disgust. Stop it, don't you dare hurt her. Don't say another word to our lovely daughter. Beauty, go upstairs, darling, said Mum. I ran upstairs to my bedroom. I saw myself in my Venetian glass mirror. No wonder Skye and Arabella and Emily and all the other girls called me ugly. I really was ugly, ugly, ugly. My hair drooped, my face twisted like a gargoyle, and my body blew up like a balloon. I seized my hairbrush and I threw it at my image in the mirror. There was a terrible bang, and I saw myself crack in two. I'd smashed the mirror Dad had bought specially for my bedroom. I wanted to keep out of Dad's way when he came home from golf, but he started bellowing for me the moment he got in the front door. I went downstairs so scared of what Dad might say to me this time. But he was in one of his determinedly jolly moods. Hello, 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 here's my lovely little beauty. Mum came out into the hall. I've fixed it all up, said Dad, and he planted a wet kiss on my cheek. Fixed what, Jerry? Beauty's party, silly dilly. We're going to go out. I've been talking to a couple of chaps at golf. One of them reckons he can get a whole block of front stall seats for that Birthday Bonanza musical. And, to make the day extra special, I've done a deal with another chap who has his own fleet of limos. You can ask all your friends, Beauty, and we'll fit them into a super stretch white limo. I made myself smile and bounce about, though inside I was dying. I didn't want a party. When I went to meet Mum after school, lots of girls called goodbye to me. They said it nicely enough, but they still called me ugly. I can't stand them calling me that, Mum muttered. You wait, we'll get them calling you Cookie. The whole house smelled like a baker's shop, though there was an underlying burning smell too. We went into the kitchen. There were cookies everywhere on big plates and little plates. They covered the kitchen worktop and spiralled round and round the table. Some were burned nearly black, some were pale grey and sludgy. But the cookies on our best big green leaf china plate looked perfect, round and smooth and golden. Take one, said Mum. I picked one and held it to my face. It smelled delicious. I nibbled. Oh, Mum, it tastes so good. They're okay, aren't they? I've been making them all day long. I had to do 3 batches before they came out right. You're the total cookie queen, I said, savouring each mouthful. I went upstairs to take off my blazer and dump my school bag. And then I stared at my Venetian glass mirror. It was glittering and gorgeous. No crack. Yes, it's been a very hectic day, said Mum. I sold that diamond collar thingy your Dad gave me for our first anniversary. I didn't like it being a collar like I'm a little dog. Anyway, I got heaps of money for it, enough for a room full of mirrors. Oh, you are just the best Mum ever, I said. Dad got home from work early. I've made cookies, said Mum. You daft little dilly, you know you're hopeless in the kitchen. And how about my birthday, girl? I've got a little idea up my sleeve for your birthday present too. You're going to be totally bowled over. Skye wasn't at school the next morning. Rona played with me at lunchtime. Is there anything you really, really want for your birthday? Said Rona. My dad went bananas when I asked him for a rabbit. A rabbit? I used to have a rabbit. He died last winter. It was so sad. I cried and cried whenever I saw a picture of a rabbit. I even cried when I watched some goofy baby programme on television about a rabbit. Rabbit Hutch?" I asked casually, though my heart was beating fast. "That's the one. Do you watch Rabbit Hutch?" "Occasionally," I said. Rona giggled. "We're a pair of babies." When I got home after school, there was a wonderful warm baking smell in the kitchen. Mum took the baking tray out of the oven and showed me 24 raisin and oatmeal cookies, pale gold and perfect. "We'll give all your friends cookies on your birthday, and that'll be your new nickname, Little Cookie Cookson."
I'm so glad I woke up today. Everything is going my way.
I sat opening my birthday presents. The present that made me smile the most was one wrapped in blue paper with a white rabbit pattern. The label was carefully printed, "To Beauty, love from Sam and Lily." "Oh my goodness," said Mum. "Fancy Sam and Lily knowing it's your birthday." I ripped off the paper and there was a DVD compilation of all the best Rabbit Hutch shows. "Looks very babyish to me," said Dad. Dad went off whistling his silly song. Mum sent me off to sit on her bed and watch Sam and Lily on her DVD player. "While you're watching, could you bear to write some labels for me?" She put the message in front of me. "Here's a little gift, cookies from Beauty Cookson." I wrote out 18 labels while Sam and Lily chatted to me. They went through their paces for their 10 programmes. I finished off the labels and ran down to give them to Mum. She had 18 special transparent gift bags lined up on the kitchen table. "These are the oatmeal and raisin cookies, and these are the plain, these are the cherry cookies, and these are the chocolate chip." "You're so clever, Mum, they look wonderful." "They do, don't they?" Mum agreed happily. "We'll give each girl 3 of each kind, OK?" The caterers arrived and started setting up a buffet on the dining room table. Then we heard the front door bang and Dad came stomping into the dining room. "The Water Meadows deal is off now." "Oh, darling, I'm so sorry," Mum said. The girls were due to arrive in 20 minutes. I thought of Dad screaming and shouting in front of Sky and Emily and Arabella, and I wanted to die. "Don't look so tragic, Beauty," said Dad. "Dilly, your job is to look beautiful. You need a bit more sparkle. Put some jewellery on, I know. Wear your diamond collar." I froze. Mum walked out of the kitchen and went upstairs. Then there was a ring at the door. One of the girls was here already. It was Arabella. Mum came flying down the stairs. She was wearing a big gold heart locket. "Dilly, can I have a word?" said Dad. "In a minute, Jerry," said Mum. "Would you like some juice, Arabella?" "That's what we've got the caterers for, Dilly. I need you." Dad took hold of Mum by the wrist. They went into the kitchen and shut the door, but I could still hear Dad clearly. "Why the hell aren't you wearing your diamond collar?" "What's your dad getting so het up about?" asked Arabella. "Nothing, he just shouts sometimes." "You've lost it! What the hell do you mean, you dozy cow?" There was a sudden, unmistakable sound from the kitchen, harsh and horrible. "Was that a slap? Does your dad hit your mum?" Arabella asked. Then the doorbell rang and there was a whole gang of girls on the doorstep. Dad came out to greet them. Mum stayed in the kitchen. She didn't come out for another 10 minutes. "Time to cut your birthday cake, Beauty," said Dad. "But Rona isn't here yet," I said. Then there was a ring at the door. "Rona!" I said, and went flying. It was Rona, clutching a large box. Mr. Marshall stood beside her, hauling what looked like a wooden crate. She set the box on the front doorstep. I knelt down and cautiously lifted the lid. Huddled right in the middle, ears twitching anxiously, was a little grey rabbit. I didn't dare look round at Dad. I heard his sharp intake of breath. "I think our Beauty's been a bit of a naughty girl asking you to give her a rabbit," said Dad. "She knows she's not allowed to have pets." "Oh, she didn't ask, Mr. Cookson," said Rona. "You'll let Beauty keep him, won't you?" I looked up at Dad. He was smiling at me. but I saw his narrowed eyes and his clenched jaw. Mr. Marshall carried the hutch into the back garden. Rona carried the bunny box and I carried the rabbit. "Come on, girls, the super stretch limo will be here soon," Dad said. "Hang on, Mr. Cookson, we've got to feed the rabbit first." I fed my rabbit. It was the most fantastic feeling offering the leaves and seeing my little rabbit's nose twitch, his soft mouth open. There was nothing like having a real soft breathing little creature nuzzling my fingers. "We'll call him Birthday," I said, "because he's the best birthday present I've ever had." "It's here! Look out the window! Our own super stretch limo!" All the girls were dancing up and down, so excited. I went looking for Mum and Dad to tell them the car was here. I opened the door of the kitchen. "What's that you've got, Dilly?" he asked. "It's little going home presents. Little cookies, Jerry, so the children will start calling Beauty their little cookie." "Don't talk such nonsense!" He picked up the carrier bag and bashed it to the floor. Then he stamped up and down on it dementedly, smashing all the cookies into crumbs. We watched him silently, wincing as if he was stamping all over us. Mum gave him one long look, and then she took hold of my hand. "Come on, Beauty, let's look after our guests." Everyone talked like crazy in the car going back. We dropped Rona off last and we gave each other a very big hug. "Thank you so much for birthday, Rona," I said again. "Come on, girls, you'll be seeing each other at school on Monday," said Dad. "Off you go, Rosa." "Rona," I said. Rona gave me one last hug, then ran up the garden path to her home. "You're a little slyboots, miss. How dare you suck up to that Rosa like that and ask her to bring you that wretched rabbit?" "I didn't, Dad." "Don't lie to me. You've got a long way to go before you can outwit your old dad." He had an awful gleam in his eye. I didn't understand until we got home. I went running right through the house and out of the French windows to see Birthday. The hutch door was swinging open. I stared at it. I knew I'd shut it properly. I held my breath, bending down to see if Birthday was still there. It was no use. He had gone. Mum came out onto the patio. She saw the empty rabbit hutch. "Oh no! I left it latched up properly, Mum. I know I did," I cried. "I don't know how it came undone." "I do," said Mum. "Jerry, come here." Dad came out onto the patio too. "You deliberately let him out," said Mum. "You must have sneaked out here while Beauty and all the girls were getting into the limo." "I didn't sneak. Yes, I let the rabbit out. I've always made it plain I'm not having animals all over the place." I barely listened to Dad. I carried on searching. Mum helped too. "He might have squeezed out at the end, behind the shed." She ran to look and then gasped. "Don't come any nearer, Beauty. Stay where you are," Mum said. She was shaking all over. I couldn't help running to her, though she shouted at me to keep away. Then I saw why. Birthday was lying limply beside the shed, his little furry body and his soft paws. But his head mostly wasn't there. I started screaming. Mum put her arms tight around me. Dad ran over too. "A fox must have got it. That's animals for you." "You sicken me," said Mum. "I sicken you? How dare you say that to me? I gave you this beautiful home." "It isn't a beautiful home. It's a living hell." "Well, if you don't like it, then get out," said Dad. "All right, I shall. And you can take the kid with you." "Go and pack a suitcase, Beauty," said Mum. She got her suitcase packed too. She carried them both out to her car. "We'll say goodbye properly," said Mum. We waited in the hall. "We're going, Jerry. I'll keep in touch, obviously, as you'll want to see Beauty. Goodbye." "Goodbye, Dad," I whispered. Mum started the car and we drove off. "Where are we going, Mum?" I asked. She gave a shaky little laugh. "I don't know." "Oh," I said. Mum carried on driving. I bit my lip, thinking hard. "I know where we can go." "Where, darling?" "The seaside." "But we don't know anyone at the seaside, do we?" "It doesn't matter, does it? We could pretend we're going on holiday. We haven't had a holiday for ages. We've got a bit of money." "OK," said Mum. "That's what we'll do. For tomorrow, anyway." I peered at the map. A name in tiny print suddenly swam into focus. "Oh, Mum, I've found a place right here by the sea, and guess what it's called? Rabbit Cove. Oh, Mum, please, let's go to Rabbit Cove." I tried hard to keep us on a direct route, peering at the map as Mum drove, though the world outside the window had started spinning. I was falling down and down into scary black nothingness. I called and called for Mum, but she wasn't there. And then I called for Dad, and I could hear him yelling back, "You don't want me and I don't want you, because you're ugly, ugly, ugly," he shouted. He shoved me hard. "Beauty, Beauty, sweetheart, wake up. It's all right, Mum's here." I blinked in sudden, dazzling daylight. "Oh, Mum, I couldn't find you," I sobbed. "It was just a horrible nightmare, darling, that's all. You were crying out and tossing about. I had to stop driving," said Mum. "We're driving?" I said stupidly. Then everything snapped properly into place. "Oh, yes, we're going to Rabbit Cove." "Yes, we are. And we're nearly there." We turned down the lane for Rabbit Cove. We drove on past a white hotel with a big green lawn and several swings. "Oh, Mum, can we stay there?" "It might be a bit expensive. Our money might have to last us a long time until I manage to get a job." "Beauty, what can I do? Job-wise, I mean. I've only ever been a receptionist and I was hopeless." "You can do heaps of things, Mum," I said. "You could be a cookie baker." It was a little joke to make Mum laugh. She turned down towards the seafront. Some of the houses had bed and breakfast signs. "We could stay in one of these," I said. We drove round another bend, and then we were at the seafront. "Oh, Mum," I said. Rabbit Cove was perfect. There was a high cliff sheltering a beautiful cove of soft golden sand. There was hardly anyone on the beach, just a few families with little kids, and an old-fashioned artist with a beard and baggy blue shirt sitting on a little white wall. We put the car in the little car park. I delved into my suitcase for a drawing book and felt tips, and then we went on the beach. I kicked off my shoes and wriggled my toes in the soft, powdery sand. Mum kicked her own sandals off and did the same. "Doesn't it feel great?" she said. Mum lay back on the sand, using her handbag as a pillow. She was asleep in seconds. I got out my drawing pad and felt tips and drew a sandcastle. I had a sand princess, mermaids, a queen mother, a best friend princess, a handsome prince and a very special royal rabbit. Mum turned on her side, opened her eyes and yawned. "Have you been drawing?" "Oh, darling, that's lovely. It's so detailed." Mum sat up and stretched. "Shall we go and have a little walk around and explore Rabbit Cove?" We stood up and brushed ourselves down. We didn't have a towel with us, but when we got to the little wall, Mum sat us down and rubbed our feet with the hem of her dress. "Here," said the artist, holding out one of his painting rags. "Use this. I've got heaps." He was quite old and quite fat, with a smiley face and a little soft beard. He wore a big blue shirt and surprising scarlet baseball boots. I sidled towards him, keen to see his painting. "You've painted us," I said. "Oh, let's have a look," said Mum. She peered at the canvas, giggling. "Oh dear, you've painted me fast asleep." "You look lovely lying back like that." He turned to me.
You were drawing a long time.
Oh, Beauty loves drawing, said Mum.
Can I see yours?
Oh, no, mine's silly. It's just made up stuff, I hedged. Go on, show him, Beauty, said Mum. I opened up my drawing pad. He took the drawing and peered closely at my picture.
I think you're very talented, Beauty. Is that your real name?
Poor Beauty hates her name, said Mum. You can call her Cookie if you like.
I think Beauty's much more distinctive. What's your name?
I'm Dilys, but everyone calls me Dilly.
I'm Mac. So, are you here for a day out?
We're here on a little holiday, said Mum.
Oh, lovely. You're staying here in Rabbit Cove?
We haven't quite decided where we're staying yet. Maybe we should do that straight away.
There's a row of bed and breakfast guest houses just up the hill in Primrose Terrace. I'll come with you if you like, Mike said.
We got the 2 cases out of the boot, and Mike insisted on carrying them for us.
OK, here we are. Primrose Terrace. Which guest house do you fancy?
Mike was looking towards the White House at the end. I ran to have a proper look at it. I read the name and came flying back to Mum and Mike. We have to stay in the white one at the end. It's called Lily Cottage.
Excellent choice, said Mike. Let's see if they've got any vacancies.
We walked up to Lily Cottage. I rang the bell. We waited. I rang again. They're obviously not in, said Mum.
Maybe I can let you in, said Mike, producing a key. He put it in the lock and opened the door with a flourish. It's your house, said Mum, laughing. It's how I earn my living, said Mike. I've got a double bedroom free. Come and take a peek. I hope you like it.
It was a lovely old-fashioned room with a patchwork quilt on the bed and Mike's bright paintings all around the whitewashed walls. We'll definitely take it, said Mum.
I'm so glad I woke up today. Everything is going my way.
I woke up to see the sun streaming through a chink in the curtains. We had a quick bath and then went downstairs to the breakfast room. Mike rushed in and out of the room in a big navy-striped apron, bringing breakfasts.
What are you 2 ladies planning for today? He said.
The beach, I said.
This afternoon I'll be down on my usual patch with my paints, and you're very welcome to come and do a bit of daubing too, Beauty.
Mum and I had another lazy morning at Rabbit Cove. I built a real sandcastle. Then Mike arrived, and he had a small canvas specially for me. I painted a man with shiny brown hair and lovely blue eyes. The man was holding a big white rabbit in his arms.
That's fantastic, Beauty, said Mike. So, is that your dad?
No, I said. It's Sam and his rabbit Lily. They're on the television.
So, Mike hesitated again. Where is Dad?
Back at home. I think maybe he and Mum have split up, just the day before yesterday, on my birthday, actually.
Do you want to go back to Dad?
Mike asked gently. No, he gets so scary sometimes. He gets mad at Mum and he broke all the cookies and he let my birthday rabbit out of its hutch and it died. My eyes were blurry with tears. Mum came dashing over the sand towards us.
What have you done to upset her? She demanded of Mike.
I was asking stuff about her dad. I'm sorry. Come on, Beauty, I think we'll go for a walk. But, Mum, I haven't finished my Sam and Lily painting.
Oh, for heaven's sake, I'm getting a bit sick of stupid Sam and his Lily. Come on, now.
Every little thing, every little thing, that's what I love about you.
I miserably followed Mum along the seafront and up the little winding path to the cliff top. She walked faster and faster, her fists clenched. Keep up, Beauty, Mum hissed. I don't want to, I said, and I suddenly sat down. Why are you being so horrid? You were so rude to Mike.
He made you cry. I'm not having that.
You know why I was crying. It was because of my rabbit.
Beauty, you spent 5 minutes maximum with that blessed rabbit.
I still loved it. And why are you being so nasty, even saying Sam and Lily are stupid? Well, they are. And you're stupid being so obsessed with them. You're a big baby, said Mum. I am not, I said, and shoved her hard. Mum smacked me hard on my leg. I stared at her, shocked. She'd never, ever smacked me before. Mum seemed stunned too. Her face suddenly crumpled and she burst into tears. Oh, Beauty, I'm so sorry, she gasped. I'm just so scared. I don't know what to do for the best. I couldn't stand Mike looking at me like that, acting so kind and concerned. I think we'd better be on our way tomorrow. Oh, no, Mum. I love it here. You'll get a job, right, and we'll find our own little place. Oh, Beauty. We couldn't even afford a blooming beach hut. Well, then, I'll build us a blooming sandcastle and we'll live in that, happily ever after, I said. Mum burst out laughing and hugged me tight. I'm so sorry I was crabby. Are you going to say sorry to Mike too? Oh, Lordy, yes. He has been sweet to us. When we walked back arm in arm, we saw Mike still perched on the wall, painting away. I practically had to pull Mum over to Mike. She swallowed hard. Mike, I'm very sorry for being so rude and offhand with you. I don't blame you. I was asking Beauty all sorts of silly questions which were none of my business. So, to make friends properly, we'd like to ask you out to supper tonight, I said. That's very sweet of you. But I was actually planning a meal in tonight with friends, said Mike. Oh, I said, drooping. Yes, I do a great fish pie. Fancy trying it, you two? Mum, I think we're the friends, I said. The fish pie truly was delicious. I'm not much cop when it comes to puds, Mike said. There might be a biscuit or two in the tartan tin. Are they homemade? I asked. No, sorry, I don't do that sort of baking. Mum does, I said proudly. She makes the most fantastic cookies. So, you're a good cook, are you, Dilly? No, I can't cook for toffee, apart from cookies. What about breakfasts? Said Mike. I'm going to need a hand in the kitchen now the summer season's starting up. You don't fancy trying it for a few weeks? Mum looked stunned. I answered for her. Yes, please, I said. Can we do some more painting this afternoon, Mike? You bet we can, said Mike. Mum and I went to gather our things together for the beach. We were running out of clean clothes now. I wish I'd packed more sensibly, said Mum. Oh well, I can always buy some more when I get my first wages. Unless I ask your dad if we can go back to collect some more. Definitely not. We'll have to phone him, though. Mum took a deep breath. Now. You're through to the desk of Jerry Cookson, said Dad. He's fine, Mum. Switch it off now, I hissed. Hello, Jerry. Dilly! Dilly, what the hell are you playing at? Pack your gear and get yourself home pronto. We're not actually coming home, said Mum. We're staying at a little spot on the coast called Rabbit Cove. Come back home this instant. Mum terminated the call. OK, babes. Let's go to the beach. We went charging into the sea. We saw Mike setting up his easel by the wall. When I dried off, I went to paint with him too. I'm going to nip back to Lily Cottage if that's OK. I'm planning a little surprise, Mum said. I had an idea what Mum's surprise would be. Sure enough, when Mike and I went back to the guest house, there was a wonderful, warm, sweet cookie smell. What's your mum been up to? He asked. Cookies! That's truly lovely of you, Dilly. They look wonderful. Gosh, you've done masses. Well, I thought we could offer all the guests a cookie when they come back from the beach. I thought they might like it. They all loved Mum's cookies. 2 very old ladies were particularly appreciative and asked Mike where he'd bought such lovely biscuits. I didn't buy them. Dilly here made them with her own fair hands.
My goodness, well, they're excellent, my dear. My mum went pink with pride and I wanted to hug her. She practically danced up to our bedroom. I'm good at making cookies now, really good at them. I'm so happy, said Mum. So am I, Mum. Then I glanced down at our road and saw a silver Mercedes draw up at the end. It was Dad. Mum, I croaked. What, darling? It's Dad. He's here and he's going to every guest house and he'll be knocking on our door in a minute or two. Oh, quick, Mum, we've got to get out of here. Mum jumped up and ran to the window. Look at his face, he's flaming. But we're not going to skulk in our room. We'll go and meet him, she said, taking hold of my hand. We opened the green front door. Hello, Jerry, said Mum calmly. He stared at us, his face flooding purple. Get yourself out of this dump now! You're coming back home with me. I hung on tight to Mum's hand. We're not coming. This is our home now. I'm Mark, said Mike, coming into the hallway. I gather you're Dilly's husband. Would you like to come in? I'll thank you not to interfere, you nosy git. Just who the hell do you think you are? I'm Dilly and Beauty's friend, said Mike. Don't take the mickey out of me, said Dad, and he punched Mike right on the nose. For God's sake, said Mike thickly, blood dribbling. Oh, Mike, I'm so sorry. Here, have a tissue, said Mum frantically. I'm giving you one last chance, girl. Come back now or I'll cut you off without a penny, you and the kid. Jerry, I don't want your money, said Mum. Well, to hell with you, said Dad. I can do a lot better than you. You're just a waste of space, both of you. Dad spat on the doorstep and then stamped off. Mum and I stood watching, still holding hands tightly. I think we'd better get you into a school here, Beauty, said Mum, as we had a cup of tea together after serving breakfast. I stared at Mum, appalled. Well, someday, but not now. It'll be the summer holidays soon anyway. You'll start now. We'll ask Mike where the Rabbit Cove Primary School is. That's simple, said Mike, coming in. There isn't one. Hooray! I said. Then I can't go. Yes, you can. We'll have to go to the nearest school. It's not fair, I raged. I won't go. You can't make me, Mum. Stop it, Beauty. You're doing my head in, said Mum. Here, Beauty. Leave your mum in peace, said Mike. Come shopping with me. I need to stock up on flour and sugar. Your mum's cookies are getting incredibly popular. Mike kept nattering on as we walked up the hill. He didn't mention the dreaded S word until we were trailing home. Perhaps it's time to think positive, Beauty. I'm sure it's a great little school. How do you know it's a great school? Sometimes you just have to take things on trust, said Mike. You and your mum didn't know anything about Rabbit Cove, right? But you knew you'd like it here. I lightened up at last. Okay, now you've got me, I said, laughing. On Monday morning, I felt the old, scared, shaky Beauty. Look, said Mum, get your Sam and Lily DVD and watch it for 5 minutes. It'll calm you down. Mike came into the room. I gave him a hug and I gave Mum a kiss. Then a girl came out of number 9, much older, about 14, a big bouncy girl with spiky black hair. She smiled at me. Hi, I'm Angie. You're Beauty from Lily Cottage. Mum said you'd be coming on the bus with us. I'm in Year 9 at Sea Haven High. It's right next to the primary. Angie was so lovely to me. She got off a stop early and came into the school with me. She led me into the classroom. Hi, Mr. Pettit. This is Beauty. She's meant to be in your class, isn't she? She is indeed. Hello, Beauty. Now, where can we sit you, Beauty? Said Mr. Pettit. I think maybe you could park your chair next to Princess. Princess? Mr. Pettit was pointing towards a big smiley girl with elaborate little plaits in rows all over her head. She was wearing a bright pink T-shirt with Princess and sparkly silver lettering, the same T-shirt I'd given Rona for her birthday. Is your name really Princess? Yeah, and you're Beauty. That's an unusual name too. Hey, maybe we can start an unusual name club, you and me. Would you like that? Oh, yes, I said. We shared our packed lunches. Mum had made a special batch of cookies on Sunday. She'd found a little rabbit cookie cutter. I gave one to Princess. Oh, wow, bunny cookies, she said. They are so cute. They taste great too. I'm so glad you're my friend, Beauty. No one called me ugly at Seahaven Primary. After a little while they called me the Cookie Girl. Soon I started taking a little bag of cookies each day and handing them around to anyone who seemed left out or lonely. We had a summer fair for school funds at the end of June, and Mr. Pettit actually wrote to Mum begging her to run her own cookie stall. Mum and I were a real team when it came to cookie baking. Suddenly our bunny cookies were absolutely in demand. We were asked to provide 100 bags of bunny cookies for the Seahaven Carnival in July. I designed a special bunny label to stick on each bag, a white rabbit on a bright green background. The local television news came and filmed us. The next morning Mike came charging into the kitchen, eyes popping. There's a phone call for our little television star. It's Watchbox, that kids' programme on Saturday mornings. They want to have you on their show. I went to the phone, Mum following me. Hello, Beauty. We'd love to have you on our programme. You could maybe show our presenters Simon and Miranda how you make the cookies. Oh, goodness. I'd have thousands and thousands of children watching me. Ugly Beauty. They'd all laugh and snigger. No, thank you very much, I said. What? Said Mum beside me. Of course you want to go on Watchbox. She snatched the phone away from me. Hello, I'm Dilys Cookson, Beauty's mum. I think she's a little overwhelmed. I'm sure she'd love to go on Watchbox. It's her second favourite television show. I heard the researcher laughing and asking something. Oh, her favourite has to be Rabbit Hutch. She's absolutely nuts on Sam and Lily. Mum rang off. I stayed stony still. I'm not going, I said. I'm sorry, but I'm not the sort of pretty show-off girl who'd be great on television. I'd be awful. You don't understand me one little bit, do you? You're a totally useless mum. Mum stared at me. Her eyes filled with tears and she rushed upstairs. I glared at her. I was still glaring when Mike found me. Fancy saying sorry to your mum? Well, it's not my fault. Just because I don't want to go on Watchbox, I just can't do stuff in front of people. They'd say my silly name and every child watching would go, Beauty, as if... Like they did at Seahaven Primary. All right, they're all lovely at my new school. So you were wrong about Seahaven School? Yes. So you don't think you might just be wrong about this television show? And you'll have given your mum's cookies an enormous plug too. Don't you see what this could mean for you and Dilly? It's her chance to turn bunny cookies into a quality product sold nationwide. I ran up to our room. Mum was lying on our bed sobbing into her pillow. Mum, I'm sorry. I'll do it, Mum, for us. Oh, darling, said Mum. You're the best daughter in the whole world. And you're the best mum, I said. Welcome to Watchbox, said Simon. We've got a great show for you today. First of all, we're going to do some baking. Are you any good at baking, Miranda? Nope, I'm totally rubbish, but I know a girl who's a great cook, and that's Beauty Cookson, said Miranda. OK, Beauty. Tell us how to make your special bunny cookies. I hear they've become ever so popular where you live in Rabbit Cove. That's a lovely name. It's a lovely place. It's the seaside and it's so special, I said, suddenly not shy at all.
And you've designed the special bunny logo on the packaging, said Miranda. You like rabbits, do you, Beauty? Yes, I love them, I said. Have you got a favourite rabbit then? I like Lily. She's Sam's rabbit on the Rabbit Hut show, I said. Well, we've got a little surprise for you at the end of the show, Beauty. But now, while you're rolling out your cookie dough, let's meet some of the other guests. I took my cookies out of the oven. Oh, wow, Beauty, they look fantastic. Now, you're not just a good cook, you're also brilliant at drawing, Beauty. Will you draw a bunny for us? Said Simon, his mouth full of cookies. I started drawing on the pad he gave me. There, that's a lovely rabbit, said Simon. Now, I've borrowed this magic wand. If you tap your drawing, it might just turn into a real rabbit, Beauty. I tapped my drawing, feeling a bit daft. I sensed someone coming up behind me. Then, suddenly, there in my lap was a huge, soft, oh-so-familiar white rabbit with floppy ears. Lily, I said. Hey there, Beauty, said Sam, coming to sit beside me. It was the real Sam. Lily's almost as fat as me, said Simon, leaning over to stroke her. Yes, she's always been a big girl, but she's even bigger now, said Sam. Our Lily's going to have baby bunnies soon. Oh, how wonderful, I said, stroking her too. Tell you what, Beauty, would you like one of the baby rabbits? Really? I spluttered. Yes, really, said Sam. Time to go now, folks, said Miranda, waving. You were so great, Beauty, said Miranda. You're a little natural, said Simon, a total little beauty. Well done, babes, Mum shouted. But I hardly heard them. I stroked Lily and looked at Sam, and he smiled especially for me.
Listen for